This Indianapolis Colts betting preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Circus Sports. Circus Sports is giving away $14 million this NFL season. Sign up in Vegas and play from anywhere. Get all the info over at circusports.com. We're also brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks and content available only to our patrons over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Controversial episode loading. I think
wow.
It's safe to say could be a controversial episode. we could have some controversial takes.
Well, Ryan came into the studio and he was just like, oh, these bombs I'm about to drop on these Indianapolis Colts. You were comparing it to Oppenheimer. You were just going to completely
I did not
destroy all of these innocent Colts victims with your massive truth bombs.
I feel like I was mostly addressing it to the fantasy community, overlaid with the new Colts fans who came from the fantasy community. You see what I'm doing?
So
here?
everyone hopping on the Anthony Richardson bandwagon. You have some truth bombs you're looking to drop on the Colts fans. Kramer, we're doing it. 32 NFL team betting previews going team by team. We got the Cardinals, we got the Bucks, we got the Texans, we got the Commanders, we got the Rams, and now we have the Colts. Interesting team. And of course, before we get into that, shout out to the Patreon. Shout out to everyone doing their part, hopping in, joining the war against corporate gambling. I mean, come on. You know how annoyed Ryan gets when someone not wearing socks gives out fantasy football advice on the TV. You are helping take them down. You're helping support SGPN. I know I appreciate it. Kramer appreciates it. Helps keep the lights on, and you guys get some sweet content. The bonus ad-free episode with the SGPN behind the scenes stories. We're going to be posting episodes from our archive, weekly contests, Pick'em DFS, which are free, exclusive merch, access to the pick sheet, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon, and the Discord only Patreon channel as well. I mean, just so many. You'd be crazy not to, Ryan. A true plus EV opportunity.
Yeah. Not only. I mean, I'm already scheming up all sorts of fun things for us to talk about, but also some fun things we can give out via content.
Oh, I got a couple, because I think obviously it's going to be cash, gift cards, memorabilia, but I think like personal memorabilia stuff is really pretty cool here as well. So stay tuned to that and hop at the Patreon.
I don't want to get people excited, but I might have found a extra autograph draft day 2 poster.
What?
I might have found that somewhere. So that, I mean, we'll see. That feels like maybe an NFL weekly contest victory type deal.
Yeah. Save for the big
regular season. Excuse me.
So the Colts 2022 4-12-1 against the spread 6-11.
Wait, that's not how we start. We agreed. 2022 Jeff Saturday.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, so I was going to walk through the numbers. Win total was 10, underperformed it by 6 wins, which is pretty hard to do in the NFL. We both had the under. You had 8-9, I had 9-8. We didn't imagine a great year, but again, looking at these numbers, trying to wrap your head around it was really tough, because Jeff Saturday coached 8 of their games. He was 1-7. He won that Raiders game, and I think we were both on the money line for the Colts there, because they were going to rally around him. 1-7. 32nd in point differential, obviously super negative. He almost got rehired. That's how crazy and fucked up Jim Irsay is.
Right, did a good job.
I was debating with you Who is the worst coach all time? If Jeff Saturday never gets hired again, is it him or Urban Meyer? I think everyone thought Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer won 3 games.
Urban Meyer, because Urban Meyer was an elite highest paid coach in the league, basically elite hire, expected to win right away, transform a franchise, and he didn't make it a season. I think not making it a season. Saturday made it to the end of the season. I understand he started in the middle of the season, but also people had expectations for Urban Meyer. Who had expectations outside of Jim Irsay and all of Jeff Saturday's media friends?
Well, and it was,
we're so proud of you, Jeff.
Everyone was shitting on him so hard for hiring him. And then it was weird. The media's torn.
Just because he's been talking about football and never coached before doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to be there. He's a leader of men. It's like, guys, if there is a fan base in the National Football League that approaches their team like a youth soccer team filled with their sons or daughters, it's the Indianapolis Colts.
Really?
It's the true Midwestern approach to rooting for your football team.
Quick get
at
to,
least the Vikings.
I mean, because again, he led up that historic comeback by the Vikings. I mean, there were some weird ass games in this Colts season. There was that Vikings comeback. There was that 12-9 win against the Broncos. There was, of course, that opening day tie against the Texans. I mean, 32nd in DVOA, 32nd offensive DVOA. Defense not bad. 14th in defensive DVOA. Estimated wins 4.4. Pythag wins 4.7, and that was with a pretty easy schedule.
Yes. I nothing you said is inaccurate. It's all true.
Yeah.
I think you failed to mention a couple things from last year. I think one, we normally you're a man who loves the tout. Some of us in the media were wondering why everyone was so excited about Matt Ryan. Some of us asked, was Matt Ryan really an upgrade over Carson Wentz? Matt Ryan had 28 turnovers in 12 games.
Wow.
That led to 5 defensive touchdowns.
I did have that one. So that's what's crazy about this Colts team. They had outlier after outlier situations. You look at their wins, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams, obviously Chiefs won the Super Bowl, Jags had a playoff win, but they played the Eagles really tough. And maybe obviously the Eagles probably overlooking them, but they needed like a clutch drive in the fourth quarter to win that game. They played Pittsburgh really tough. They played the Vikings really tough. They were also, though, on the other side, 1-4 in games where they had a win probability of 70%. So that's horrible. But then also you do have to get to a point where your win probability is 70%. Their schedule is interesting too, because they only have 7 true road games.
Well, stick on to that win probability thing. It's not just that they had a 70% win probability. They had that 70% win probability halfway through the fourth quarter or later.
Yeah.
Now they were also 0-2 in games in which the win probability ticked up to 80% in that same range. Which, by the way, do you know what the NFL completion percentage is on those types of situations? The win rate for the rest of the NFL, all NFL teams that had an 80% win probability in the fourth quarter, they won 89% of the games. You know how many of the Colts won? 0%. So yeah, they weren't closers.
There is some outlier stuff,
they
right?
Weren't closers.
There is some stuff that would say, hey, they're due for regression, but then there's a bunch of other stuff where it's just they're one of the trickier teams. The defense, again, not as bad as you would think. 10th in yards, yards per play allowed, and 13th in EPA. So they did, and that's what, without Shaq Leonard, a big part of the season. Shaq Leonard is back. He did play all this. He did basically have a full go at practice. We'll see. Again, he's kind of one of those guys that's always perpetually hurt, but almost like a poor man's TJ Watt. When he's in their lineup, he's a difference maker.
Well, and the bigger mention here is that they lost the slight redundancy they had last year, which is Bobby Okereke, who signed a decent contract to come to the Giants.
Why don't you bring up? Can we bring up the key additions, key losses? Talk a little bit about the departures. Matt Ryan.
The last thing I'll say about last year.
Lost Matt Ryan.
Last thing though, because that 30-second offense, Sean, they did so without really losing anyone to injury. third fewest games lost to injury.
And look at the other crazy regression factor. League worst in -13 in turnover differential.
Well, and some of that I think is probably explainable with Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Like that, Matt Ryan was really bad.
We told you last year Matt Ryan sucks, and it's tough because sometimes we do these like radio station tours, and we do some in Indiana, and like Indianapolis. Where you go.
We just happen to know some people in Indy.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, plug and play. Matt Ryan clearly better than Carson Wentz this year. Like, I don't know about that.
They were very excited.
Again, I didn't think 412,
which accentuates that 30-second pass block win rate and things like that. So obviously you can argue like the pendulum just swung really hard.
Yeah.
And you can argue like, well, the defense wasn't so bad, so maybe they take the step forward. We look at the additions and the losses, and what stands out to me right away is they lost Paris Campbell, who was probably their second best receiver last year and had kind of a breakout year. Now on the Giants. See what I did there, Sean?
I was like, why is he so high up? Okay. I think
they bring in Isaiah McKenzie. That's probably a slight downgrade.
Okay, Bashard Perryman.
Okay.
You know, I think Alec Pierce is okay. I think Michael Pittman's solid. I mean, his over unders for catches is 75.5.
That's just smash under.
Jelani Woods, I think there's some interesting stuff at the tight end position. I do think Stephon Gilmore, losing him, I think hurts. I think Rodney McLeod was a replacement level safety. Draft picks, though, obviously you haven't even mentioned Anthony Richardson. Ryan, shock in the world, taking Anthony Richardson 4th overall. They also got receiver Josh Downs, Blake Freeland for the offensive line.
Evan Hull, who's interesting, especially if Taylor's holding out or whatever's going on.
You think Taylor's holding out?
The second J.K. Dobbins went from injured to holding out, I'm running backs. Maybe this was the other Zoom call.
Well, there was Jonathan Taylor, little.
Well, if you're a running back, don't you just hold out with 2 years left now? Don't you just start doing that move?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
what are you gonna do? You got to play the game. It's stupid, but you got to figure out a way to play the game.
Well, and Ryan, Jim Irsay clearly not standing with hashtag all RBs matter, because he tweeted out, I don't know if you saw this just like an hour ago, NFL running back situation. We have negotiated a CBA that took years of effort and hard work and compromise and good faith by both sides. To say now that a specific player category wants another negotiation after the facts is inappropriate. Some would say that's operating in bad faith. And Jonathan Taylor's agent quote tweeted that and said, "Bad faith is not paying your top offensive player."
Yeah, it's a tough situation because Irsay is right. Unfortunately for the league, everyone got smart all at once. Because what you needed the Browns to be in there and be like, "Oh, fully guaranteed contract," but no one was willing to do that with running backs.
Oh, anymore. Ryan, we have breaking news.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
We have a new segment on the show. Most likely DGen. Kramer and I will reveal our most likely DGen, aka the person on the Colts most likely to be busted by the NFL for gambling. So it's
after the recording date.
It's an interesting handicap, and shout out to listener Kaysen for pitching this on the idea. Great idea. We will reveal it at the end when we give out some of our best bets. But Bills Mafia DGen, can I get Jim Irsay as most likely DGen?
I don't know. I mean, being a billionaire cokehead who obviously likes to do weird shit in the bathroom, that to me that doesn't make you a DJ. I don't want to associate with that. I mean, by all accounts, the story is true that Josh McDaniels didn't take the job because Jim Irsay creeped out his wife so much. Josh McDaniels are already a weird guy. You're telling me?
Because Josh McDaniels basically had the job and then he bailed out last second, and then Frank Reich came in and swooped in and
gave the Eagles a bunch of picks for Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Man, so
all right. So we kind of digressed there, but we were discussing the players coming in and going out.
Yeah.
And I think one thing to note, I think for the most part, the moves on offense are just really, it's Anthony Richardson. They tried to plug some gaps. I think people are crossing their fingers and hoping that the offensive linemen are going to suddenly get better.
Well, and we haven't even mentioned Shane Steichen either. Obviously having a new head coach and new quarterback, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback. That formula.
Not a new DC though. Always interesting when you see the DC get held over.
And I was gonna say, Ryan, kind of flew under my radar until researching the team, but we have a Cooter sighting. Bob Cooter, who I thought did a pretty good job as an OC for the Lions. He is the offensive coordinator. Little nugget here. Since 2010, among first round quarterbacks who started at least 9 games their rookie season, 4 of the top 5 best rookie EPA seasons came from quarterbacks who use their legs a lot. Dak, RG3, Russell Wilson, and Cam Newton. So I
say those names again. Dak,
Russell Wilson, RG3, Cam Newton.
I mean, I guess you're trying to sell me.
Here's the thing. I think if you're optimistic about the Colts, it's all that regression stuff. It's Anthony Richardson using his legs. It's read option stuff. And I do think Jonathan Taylor could be prime for a big season, assuming there's no sort of weird holdout or injury stuff.
He's holding out.
I do think there could be a good season for him. Digging deeper in the offensive line, ETR has them ranked 24th.
It's not good.
Not good, but
bad tackles. It's not good.
Here's what I do like. You know who their offensive line coach is, Ryan?
Give it to me.
Friend of the program, Tony Sparano, aka the head coach of the Dolphins when they won 38-13 in 2008, debuting the Wildcat against the Patriots week 3, aka all-time bailout for your boy Sean, stacking the money green, plus 500 on the money line. What a fun day to be in a sports book.
Is it Sparano or Sparano Jr.?
Oh no, I think it's Tony Sparano.
Okay. Just making sure. I thought I had read that their staff was insanely young.
I'll double check.
If he's the old guy on staff too, that's kind of funny. Maybe he's Irsay's gopher. He goes down.
Oh no, you're right. It's Junior. Okay.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Wow, he's got an amazing goatee.
Yeah. We're getting old. Second generation
apple
guys.
falls far from the tree, or doesn't fall far from the tree.
But the last, and we got the odds up on the screen. So I mean, again, you mentioned the improvement in wins potentially. At least he fits the category. They did win 4 last year, so even going up 2 wins would still go under 6.5. They're 360 to make the playoffs, minus 450 to miss, 6-1 to win the division.
Hate that. I hate that division.
70-1 to win the conference, 100-1 to win the Super Bowl. So back to where I was getting to. I think the thesis on offense that I keep listening to is okay. We didn't really change much, even if you believe that McKenzie and Paris Campbell are equals. We're basically saying we're going to run back the same offensive line, but because we have Anthony Richardson and a smart offensive coordinator, we're not going to get our quarterback crushed. We're not going to get our rookie quarterback crushed. Yeah. Then I listen to a lot of what the people around the team are saying, and they're saying that this is Gardner Minshew has a equal shot to be starting week 1 as Anthony Richardson. And if that's the case, then I think, oof. So then I flip over to the defensive side of the ball, and you mentioned it, right? This is a different team when Shaq Leonard's off the field. O'Carragate played well for them last year, so much so the Giants backed up the truck for him and paid him Saquon Barkley money. All right, they lose that. Then they go ahead and they lose Stephon Gilmore, which maybe not a big deal, but we always talk about cluster injuries.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess who got suspended for gambling for a year? Isaiah Rodgers, a guy who was penciled in to be the starter opposite of whoever was going to replace Gilmore. So you lose a couple cornerbacks to already a weak group. I don't know where all the hype is coming from. And then, oh, by the way, have we watched Anthony Richardson throw a football? Because the people at camp, they're saying the flashy plays are there, but the inconsistency, the incompletions, the mid to short accuracy issues are all there. Then they talk to me about, hey, guess what? Back to the offensive line. You know how you're going to help your offensive line? You're going to have a guy who can beat pressure with his legs.
Yeah.
Do you know Anthony Richardson's AKA AR-15, AKA a guy who could barely win 6 games in the SEC when he was pressured in college? Do you already know this stat?
No, I'm just laughing at your yelling.
Because this is annoying to me. I listen to smart people completely ignore this very basic fact. In college, when he was pressured, he only generated a positive EPA on a quarter of those plays. 1 out of 4. That was good for 9th in the SEC. What if he can't beat pressure? We're comparing him to Jalen Hurts, who was an elite player who produced on the field in college, and by all accounts is a next level leader. He wasn't a raw project. Shane Steichen worked with Justin Herbert. He wasn't a raw project. As we saw, he wasn't even supposed to start. They stabbed Tyrod. Bang, he's out there slinging darts. So I don't get this. I don't get any of this.
You're on a different algorithm because I don't see anyone hyping up.
Really? You don't hear people talking about what they're going to be a good team because Anthony Richardson's going to be the cure because they're going to run the ball. They're not going to have the offensive line problems of last year. They're not going to have. What am I missing? Why is this not one of the worst teams in the league again?
No, I think they have.
They didn't bring Jalen Hurts with them.
I think they have that floor. Certainly, I do think Anthony Richardson. I would bet that he would be the day one starter.
Wow,
but I think they're
very composed right now.
No, I think they're going to make him. I'm not as angry about the Colts as you are. I think
they got no pressure last year. They lost Ngakoue. They don't have a pass rush. They don't have quarterbacks.
I like Kwity Paye. I think he's a decent pass rusher. Here's what I think bails them out. Third easiest.
Didn't he get suspended for gambling?
Kwity Paye?
Or was that just the guy we guessed?
No, I don't think Kwity Paye got suspended. If he did, I missed that.
Not yet. Well, maybe he's my most likely DJ.
Come on, Ryan.
All right, sorry.
Anyway, I don't see any Kwity Paye gambling suspension.
Holy shit! Sorry, I just got completely sidetracked and noticed that we both locked up missed playoffs last year plus 120.
No, there you go.
There we go.
What was I getting at? Oh, I do think their schedule third easiest by win totals, right? So I think they have. And shout out to the chat debating who's going to be the week 1 starter. SGPN Fantasy Football pointing out 1.6 interception rate with 930 plus attempts for Gardner Minshew, I think, right? I'm assuming that stat is because that doesn't sound like a Anthony Richardson type stat. He also gave out SGPN Fantasy Football Richardson under on passing yards, 27 to 2,725.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Steichen also
12 and a half interceptions.
Steichen also worked with Gardner Minshew, as they're pointing out in the chat. I just would be surprised because Shane Steichen went out of his way to say, I believe in developing a quarterback on the field. I think that's how you develop. I don't think you learn from sitting, is what he said. Now there's a chance, to your point,
beautiful,
that he isn't up to speed, isn't figuring it out, and has to learn on the field, and it's a complete disaster. But even looking at these spreads, like I think the Colts are. I can't talk myself into the division or even make playoffs.
You're right to say they have an easy game or easy schedule. They have only 7 true road games. They have a London game. They play teams that are greatly disadvantaged. They have teams on back-to-back road spots. They play the Jags after they play 2 games in London.
So just looking at this. Looking at the and shout out to the production team, beautiful graphic over here, youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Looking at the spreads for a team that has a 6.5 point win total. They are only favored twice, or maybe 3 if you count the Bucs. They're a half point favorite, but they're only a dog of a touchdown or more twice in the season. And a lot of these spreads are like 2.5, 3.5, 2.5. Again, I'm not high on them, but I think because of the way things break schedule wise, I think,
11 spreads.
And I do think Anthony Richardson is somewhat interesting in fantasy, probably a little hyped up ADP because of his rushing ability.
You can talk me into the idea that he closes the season with some nice games in meaningless battles. But
the rushing floor for him, I think, is going to be pretty high. I think they're going to be designing rushes for him. And when you have a good running back like Jonathan Taylor, they help each other out.
Yeah. You have to be able to throw the ball though. And there's a possibility they just can't throw the ball. They didn't have time last year. You know how many times Pittman caught 3 balls 15 yards down the field all season because they didn't have an offensive line. They didn't improve the offensive line. I mean, sure, Matt Pryor is not the tackle anymore, but you know where their left tackle ranked? 28th out of 32.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I was pounding the table saying Matt Pryor was not a starting left tackle last year. He was coming over from the Eagles.
The
Yeah. So, to your point, the offensive line. I think if they get in some 3rd and longs, they're really going to be in trouble.
A couple other nuggets on the schedule. All games on Sunday. 11 games, Sean. 11 games where the spread is between 3.
Yeah.
So to your point, a lot of coin flip games there.
At least early. Now to your point, if we're talking about team to completely bottom out, team to have the least amount of wins, this Colts team you may want to hang around. I was going back and forth. I think Anthony Richardson to me is interesting fantasy wise a little bit, like maybe your second quarterback in best ball, but
no, I understand the upside case. It's the same case as Trey Lance. Now I understand the difference between Trey.
Well, Anthony Richardson's going to be playing this season.
Sean, I don't want to date our show here, but Niners camp opened up and they weren't allowed to film, but Trey Lance was looking electric. You heard it here first. But that's how it is with these guys. These guys, the big arm, athletic, they're gonna be able to make a flashy play. And you know, I heard someone make the comment that Shane Steichen brought. I believe I was listening to shout out Katie Mox on the Pick 6 podcast, but I think they were discussing the idea that Shane Steichen runs like a basketball style offense with threes and layups, and Jalen Hurts had a lot of easy stuff, and then the big shots down the field. And yeah, let's just put that in Anthony Richardson's lap. I just don't. I think it's
Shane
so
Steichen,
disrespectful to the other quarterbacks that he's worked with. Anthony Richardson is a raw project that can throw the ball really far. If Jamarcus Russell worked out, so he could have been Anthony Richardson.
You're saying he's going to be like Malik Willis this year. That's your projection.
I mean, all right. So Malik Willis had moments of looking great in college and winning games together at the same time.
Well, he also played at Liberty.
Okay.
No, right. I'm just saying
it's not like Anthony Richardson was losing again. This is, I am blown away that people think that he is going to be productive enough and make this offense good enough that it's going to erase all these other problems. And so should we go through the schedule?
I think the Colts organization, like I was on the Colts subreddit. I think they're fine being horrible this year because they like Anthony Richardson, or at least they're buying in.
So it's just the nerds. I'm too into the nerds right now.
Your algorithm is just jacked by these fantasy. I haven't even heard of anyone in the betting community who likes them.
Everyone likes the Colts as the dark horse in the division. The way to fade the Jags. If you're not on the Jag, it's an easy flow chart. If you're a nerd who's young and getting into football betting, you either love the Jags, but sprinkle a little bit on Anthony Richardson down here because that ceiling, it's immense. It's so high. All right. I need to let's just get through this schedule.
All right.
Made my point pretty fucking
Brian.
clear. Oh wow, we faked everyone out.
No, we do the read at the same time every time.
I'm glad it's no longer me that's going to get faked out.
Speaking of the schedule, our schedule, August 24th to the 26th, you know where we're going to be? Circa Sports for the ultimate contest weekend. That's right. Come out, hang out with us, sign up for the Circa Millions. $6 million guaranteed. Sign up for the Circa Survivor. $8 million guaranteed in prizes. I think your office pool is fun. Imagine a survivor pool where you can win $8 million. Are you kidding me? Hang out with the great Derek Stevens. Enjoy the mecca of sports gambling. If you're listening to the show, you're a big sports gambler and you owe yourself bucket list experience to go out there, see the screens in person, see the beautiful stadium swim in person. It's really just awesome. Contests are super fun. Sign up in Vegas, play from anywhere. Circusports.com for all the details.
Nice work. All right. Week 1, which I got so into researching this team, AKA got angry. I wanted to remind everyone, week 1, they got the Jags. Well, guess what? Colts week 1, they've lost 8 in a row, Sean.
Oh yeah. That was their nugget last year.
Auto fade.
Well, some of that was Frank Reich, and I'll save some Frank Reich nuggets, but he starts off season's really bad.
Wait, wait. This just in. Also, 0-6 straight up and against the spread versus the Jags.
Yeah, division dogs, interesting, but yeah, keep going.
All right, at Texans, at Ravens, back-to-back road spot right there. Probably the only scheduled disadvantage they really have all year will be this back-to-back road spot in Baltimore, and then you have Rams at home. All right, I mean I see. All right, here would be my like counter argument to this is an easy start. I'd rather have this be in the middle or the end of the season.
Yeah, I guess so. If you are starting the rookie, you want to give him. He needs confidence. You need some wins. You need people buying in. So
I need the offensive line to get some reps. I mean, I need to see. I think this is a tough schedule. I mean, I think they lose obviously week 1. We're not gonna get too hard into that.
I don't know.
They haven't won week 1 in over almost a decade.
It's Frank Reich.
Oh, you're saying it's an irrelevant trend?
No, I think you look at Frank Reich. I think it's more a Frank Reich trend, but maybe there's something to it.
What about the dominance of the Jags over the Colts?
That's a strong angle on the flow chart.
So what do you got?
I think 1-3.
Okay.
But that 0-4 is possible.
Worth noting that Houston, I think the flow chart suggests that Indy does in fact beat Houston. So 0-4.
Okay. Wow.
Titans, and this is the first time they'll be favored. Titans at home, at Jags. Brown. See why are they pandering to the Colts and giving them the Jags game early so they can't blow the season on a random road Jags game in week 17 or 18? At Jags, Browns, and then Saints. And by the way, I believe the Browns and the Saints here are both on a back-to-back. Oh, so Cleveland's on the front end of a back-to-back. New Orleans is on the back end of a. Oh no, I misread that. All right. So 3 home games, definitely some winnable spots. Two narrow spreads. I guess I'm going to give Jacksonville the sweep because Jacksonville owns Indy. Although the more recent data really does kind of suggest that at home Indy's been not horrible versus Jag. I'll say maybe they get one here. Do they get one here?
Yeah, I mean
0-4.
I'm not
but Cleveland. That's letdown spot city.
Yeah, and again, teams overlook the Colts. This is weird because I think the Saints game, the Browns. I love the Titans as getting points there week 5. May have to hammer that one right now. I'm gonna say 1-3.
Okay, I will join you so I don't seem like a complete nut job here. Then at Panthers. Patriots in Germany, where the Patriots are a very popular team, very very popular.
Hal Brady.
Surprising how popular they are. And then Bucks bye week 11. Then Bucks in a virtual pick'em, and at Titans.
See again, like Bucks and Titans are 2 teams that we've already.
So who are you picking?
Oh no, we haven't hit on the Titans.
Titans is Friday.
I feel like we already did the Titans, but I realized that's just me talking up the Titans on every outlet I'm on.
I do like how we knock out 3/4 of the AFC South in the first week of previews.
I'm gonna go 1-3 again. I think either the I think they beat the Panthers, maybe the Bucks, but I like the Bucks more than the market does, so I'll go 1-3 again.
I think I do kind of sense maybe they'll randomly beat the Titans here. I throw that schedule back up because I think there's is it the Bucks then? There's some of these bad teams or that's what it is. Bucks are on a back-to-back road spot. So, not optimal.
And Colts are coming off a bye.
That's a very winnable spot. I'll say they get 2 here.
Oh, wow. 2 out of nowhere, Ryan.
Well, Panthers also. So
you got them
3-9.
We got 3-9. Again, rookie quarterback and rookie head coach is just. It's just impossible to dominate.
Who wins the Frank Reich revenge spot? That'll be fun to talk about. All right, so what am I at then? 3 wins.
We're both 3-9.
Oh wow, I caught up. All right, week 14 at Bengals, Steelers at home, at Falcons, Raiders at home, Texans at home.
So I'm going to go 2-3. I think they maybe get a little bit of momentum here late. I like the Steelers. Don't like the Falcons.
They don't play.
Not a big Raiders guy. Not a big Texans guy. So I think they can win 2 of these. I mean, back-to-back home games against the Raiders and Texans.
I didn't note this, but they do not go out. The Bengals game is the only time they go outside in the cold after the bye, assuming it's not cold in Tennessee when they play that game. So that, I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, you're right. Cause they have the Steelers at home, at Falcons in a dome, Raiders at home, Texans at home.
It's almost like this team isn't going to be a dome team though. And I wonder if that, like, they're going to be a smash mouth team. I don't think playing on a turf field.
They almost need to trade teams with Buffalo, where the Buffalo Bills.
That's a good call.
They need to play in a dome, and the Colts need to play outdoors.
All right. So you finished up. Wait, what'd you go last 5?
Last 5 I went 2-3 because the back-to-back homes. 3 out of 4 home games at the Falcons. I think you can win a couple of those. So I got them 5-12, which feels realistic.
All right. So Jeff Saturday was really bad.
I know that's
2 wins. So they improve on Jeff Saturday.
Well, they ended up going 4-12-1. So slight improvement.
What did I get? 5 and 12.
Oh, so did you go 2-3?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you are officially at 5-12 as well.
I kind of want to be lower though.
Well, and then again, that's why we can play some of these fun props. Now,
fewest wins, Colts 14-1.
You know what? So
this team could be really fucking bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my fewest wins for a team coming up, but I do like them for.
We can't give out multiple fewest.
No, you can. You can. I'm just saying I'm gonna save mine. I do like them for last winless team. If you could bring up the schedule one more time.
Wait, last team to get a win.
Last.
Are you saying for them to be undefeated?
Last winless.
Oh yeah,
team.
sorry, I misheard you. Yeah.
18-1 for them to be the last winless team, because again, Jags, they could lose that game. At Texans, I think again I had them going 1-3. At Ravens is impossible. I like the Rams. I like the Titans. At Jags, Browns at home, they could lose that game. Saints at home. I mean, they could.
What week do we? Last year was week 5. I think we were done.
Yeah,
it was quick, or maybe it was like week 4. It was really quick.
So again, I think those first 6 games, they're only favored once, and it's 1.5 against the Titans, who I like better. So
that's not a bad bet.
Again, that to me is a fun way
correlated with fewest wins.
Yeah, that definitely is. I think what gets them out of the fewest wins is they have no incentive to tank. They have a soft schedule at that last home stretch, the 3 out of the 4 home games, usually a rookie quarterback, you get some steam late. So,
well, let's just let's play this game for a little bit. Like Gardner Minshew was great for a start, and then it was just like, that was it. And that was in the best of scenarios behind the Eagles offensive line with the Eagles weapons and with Shane Steichen. And with
Steichen.
What do I?
You're doing the old
Steichen?
guy. Steichen.
All right, Steichen. I like that. Like steak him.
Yeah, that's
Shane
what you
Steichen.
keep. That's what you
I'm
keep calling
him. Sean Shane Steichen.
Steichen.
Shane Steichen.
There's an E in there, Rod.
Shane Steichen.
Okay.
All right. So, but what if they're really bad and Anthony Richardson is a complete colossal not ready, and it is Gardner Minshew. How many wins
to start the season?
No,
you're saying
all year.
Oh, okay, that's impossible.
Why are we so sure this guy isn't that raw? Like what part of this?
But
help me understand.
Okay. Again, I'm going off what Shane Steichen said. You have Jim Irsay. You saw what Jim Irsay doesn't have a ton of patience with quarterbacks. Jim Irsay drafted Anthony Richardson. Jim Irsay wants to see Anthony Richardson play some goddamn football.
Yeah.
There is no way, barring injury, that Anthony Richardson doesn't get a start this season. And I would bet that he was the odds-on favorite to get week 1. I think the Gardner Minshew starting stuff is the light a fire under him.
No, that's fine. So then he starts and he's just not ready. And you like
right,
so
and that's
much
why
so
I
you
like,
have to
that's
take
why I
him
like
off the
last
field.
winless team.
But so much so you have to take him off the field. And it's Gardner Minshew.
That could be possible, and that's why I'm not betting them fewest wins, because if they do decide to bring in Minshew at some point, which I think he's going to start, and I think he's going to have an incredibly long leash, incredibly long. But you're right, there is a point where you would have to take him out. But usually that happens if you're also in a playoff run, or at least hanging around for that 7th playoff spot.
This just happened, right? And
so like if he starts out 0-7, there's no point in benching him, because what do you do? What are you doing there?
Oh, but then
you're
in that
out
case,
of the playoffs.
fewest wins is a lock because he's so bad. What if he's Zach Wilson, but instead of surrounded by a roster full of talent, he was surrounded by the Colts?
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know if I know Anthony Richardson can throw it further than Zach Wilson. And I know that Anthony Richardson isn't interested in my mom, but I don't know that he's going to be able to do anything else better than Zach Wilson. And so I don't think people are observing the floor. This team will not be able to rush the passer. They won't be able to defend receivers.
Well, and Zach Wilson, I mean, rookie year, he played 13 games, and I think was he benched those last 4, or is it just because of injury? I thought it was
how many
just
games
he missed
did they
games.
win?
He was 3-10.
Okay. Feels like the ceiling for
it feels like you're trying to argue with me, but I'm not.
No. I'm saying
feels like the ceiling.
I'm making my point.
So
you're completing my point by saying 3-10. If Anthony Richardson goes 3-10 this year, I will not be surprised. Much like I wasn't surprised when Justin Fields went 3-14 last year.
Much like that, Justin Fields went 3-14, but still had a lot of value as a fantasy football quarterback.
And Justin Fields, I think I have much more respect as the potential to be an NFL quarterback than I do Anthony Richardson. You can imagine where that puts Anthony Richardson.
Bills Mafia DGen in the chat pointing out lock up under 2.5 division wins plus 130.
That's weird. The AFC South is a weird division.
Not fucking with the AFC South. I don't have my flow chart in front of me.
I do have it in front of me.
I do have one positive. So I'm on the under 6.5 wins. Last winless team at 18-1. One positive that Serial, our boy Serial, put in the chat.
Noted Cowboys fan. Now I don't like this market in general, but 95-1. Oh God.
Colts to have a rushing touchdown in every game.
No, get the fuck out of here.
It's 95-1.
They're getting shut out this year.
Okay. Well, maybe you can play the shutouts over under.
My only concern is that the defense sucks, and you get a little Justin Fields at the end of the year.
And I think Steichen is going to be, I think between Jonathan Taylor, design runs, and QB sneaks, which I think Anthony Richardson, if you want to say most likely to get involved in a tush push, Anthony Richardson is right up there.
What if he's not good at it? I mean, we don't know that
he's a giant dude.
There's no way he squats 600 pounds like Jalen Hurts.
That's true. He did. Dude, wasn't he the guy that cleaned up the chairs?
Like, you're being disrespectful to Jalen Hurts to suggest that Anthony Richardson's also rare breed.
That's
what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
That.
I've
never said that.
Sean thinks that Anthony Richardson is a better prospect than Jalen Hurts.
No, I never said that.
Well, he probably is, but he's not a.
He's 6'4", 245, and Shane Steichen isn't a fucking idiot. No. So they're gonna call some QB sneaks. That's what I'm saying. To your point, he won't convert at insane efficiency, but I still think they're going to get some rushing touchdowns. 95-1, or sorry, 95-1 is a great bet. Thank you, Serial.
What do you think the single game price is on that?
What do you mean?
Oh, them to rush for a touchdown in any single game.
Oh, okay. So you're going to do
like
the mechanical
one game at
parlay?
a time. Yeah.
It's probably not. It's probably like what, plus 100. So it's like a 17 team parlay.
Yeah, probably better than 95.
No, again, well, play it mechanically if you can find that.
Colts are 40-1 to go winless. Nah. Any interest there?
Nah. They'll figure out a win.
Do you have any player props?
No, because again, obviously, fantasy wise, I think Taylor's interesting, but again, with the potential holdout, the offensive line stuff, I'd rather just kind of take him as a discount in best ball, and then that's my stake on him.
under 800.5 yards or under 75.5 catches for Pittman. Which one do you like better?
I would say the
catches,
because it's an efficiency thing. To your point, I think they would struggle with efficiency. You could counter by saying, if the line's that bad, they're going to have struggle pushing the ball down the field, and it might be a yardage thing, and they might do a bunch of bubble screen stuff. But
well, according to the people in the know, that it seems like that is what Mr. Stakem wants to run. He wants to. I mean, that is the strength, right? He can throw a nice deep ball. I'll give him that. But he can't do anything he can't do the stuff that most NFL quarterbacks have to do, which is complete the ball 15 yards down the field, 10 yards down the field. And so, yeah, I guess maybe I'll be wrong. The offensive line will be great. They'll suddenly be.
I just want to know who you're arguing with. Give us one example, Ryan. Who's been the biggest Colts stan?
I mean, all right. So if not both, but in the Cleve TA preview, I believe he picks them as a dark horse shot to win the division. Which is I'm not the only person in the analytics community that's doing that. Because Sean, it's natural to want to fade Trevor Lawrence and that Jags team.
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
Well, with the Titans.
Some people they stick their nose up at old school, grind it out, Derrick Henry football, and maybe they're not ready to buy in on the Texans, who, by the way, Nico Collins looking ripped. So yeah, I the Colts are not the team I'm going to take the shot on. I'm with you. I mean, Texans, Titans. I can do that.
It's crazy because the other two teams besides the Titans, the Jags, so Jags, if you're looking to fade, Houston and Indy both have rookie head coaches and rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah,
like, come on. It's crazy. And you're getting and the pricing's not even, you're not getting like a discounted price. I mean, 6-1 to win the division. No way.
They're shorter odds than the Rams. Just a statement.
Yeah.
In the vacuum. All right.
So you have 6.5 wins under. What else do you add, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I'm going to take the last winless team with you. I'm going to take Pittman under the receptions.
So Pittman under 75.5.
Yeah. Earlier in the off season, we did a little rookie episode.
Okay.
And I know some of the offshores are still dangling these guys, but I definitely think the idea of you can still take CJ Stroud or Bryce Young versus Anthony Richardson in just about any stat. I'm pulling up the exact numbers right now. All right. So we discussed most interceptions. You can still get Anthony Richardson at a long shot, probably because he's not going to throw as many passes. All right. Passing yards. When we first discussed this, we talked about Anthony Richardson as the long shot, but you can still get CJ Stroud. It's a 3-way market between Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. You can still get CJ Stroud at +165
against the other two.
So I'm fading Anthony Richardson there. And then
so you love the Texans so much.
So
you're getting a Texans.
You can't really put that on this sheet. So
okay.
I guess I don't. I mean, I like someone threw out the under on the interceptions.
Okay, because that's also.
So to your point,
if you don't think he's going to play the entire time, or to your point, he doesn't get the pass attempts.
Give me. Did you put fewest wins down?
What's the price on fewest
14-1? To me, this is the parallels between the Bears and this Colts team feel pretty good to me. And if anything, I think the Bears might have had a little bit less to work with on the offensive side, but Justin Fields, I think, a much better just at his core player. So that concludes me shitting on the Colts.
And now for everyone's favorite pick, most likely DGen, aka who is going to get busted for betting on sports, either the betting on the NFL, betting at the team facility.
It's systemic on the Colts.
I'll tell you one guy it isn't. I know a lot of people think Gardner Minshew, he's a cool guy.
He's a hippie.
He's a hippie. He hangs out. Well, one, he's into his music, and two, that guy lives in a conversion van. Doesn't believe in Wi-Fi. Ryan, if he is betting, he's doing it with his 5G in his van, not at the team facility. So Gardner Minshew is not. While I do think he has DGen activity, he will not win the MLD and get busted for betting online. Do you want to hear the player I have?
I'm listening.
The Indianapolis Colts player to win MLD in the 2023 season. Shaquille Leonard.
Really?
Yes. And here's
because
the case
he doesn't want to play with the shitty team.
This guy, Shaq Leonard, figures out ways to miss games. He's also a hyper competitive guy. And think about this. When do you make bets you shouldn't, Ryan? When you're sitting around and you got time to kill. When do you have a ton of time to kill? When you're sitting in the trainer's room getting treatment. They're rubbing down his thighs. He's in the cold tub, checking his phone, scrolling through Instagram, looking at the shorties, whatever it is. He's getting massages, and then you're bored. You're sitting there. They have those like electronics on your legs, giving you a little pulse. You're bored as hell. You fire it up. You forget you're connected to the team Wi-Fi. You put down a 3-team parlay. Next thing you know, you're out of here. But you do win MLD. So congrats, Shaq Leonard. Who do you got, Kramer?
Well, let's just say you played a position that wasn't being valued.
Oh,
and by wearing and tearing your legs, you're only going to devalue yourself while you're being paid pennies on the dollar, aka rookie wage scale. By all accounts, Jonathan Taylor likes to have a good time. I did a little reconnaissance. It seems like he's at least made a trip or two to Vegas in the offseason before. And he seems to be a guy that is at minimum annoyed. And if you were to like survey just based on me looking at guys getting reported or getting interviewed about the running back situation, who's most likely to like put a sign on a piece of wood and go walk in front of the NFL offices, Jonathan Taylor, top of the list. So what better way to be defiant?
Yeah.
In a heroic way. Look at Calvin Ridley. People are excited that he's back. They've forgotten that he was suspended for gambling.
Yeah. And then he'll get a new deal. Get some sponsorship. I like the Jonathan.
And then
Taylor.
The last bit I'll say is that, and let me pull up Brian like ST with a bunch of numbers got a DM and said, look into Jonathan Taylor. Now I think it might have been injury or holdout related, but I took it as potentially deeper. So also saw him hanging out with Isaiah Rodgers. Again, I did some Instagram.
We're playing the X-Files theme, and it's hilarious. If you're online at all today, it's all this stuff like, hey, the government kind of admitting there's aliens and all these people testifying about aliens. Meanwhile, my feed is just being completely blacked out with like training camp day one reporting. I'm watching guys in shorts throw footballs around. Meanwhile, the government's admitting aliens. I'm like, I gotta read a fifth version of the Eagles day one observations.
Well, the joke is in there somewhere, but I think the aliens were just the NFL players getting back on the field. Doing freakish things, Sean.
The truth is out there. All right. We got the best bets up on the screen, youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We got our MLD picks, aka most likely a DGen. Feel free to tweet us your MLD picks. If anyone hits one of these, we'll definitely figure out a sweet prize for you. Gift card, hoodie, something like that. And maybe Ryan, maybe that's what we need, a MLD hoodie. In the merch store. We'll have to talk to Jake about that. I could see that looking pretty sweet. So again, who is coming up? That is the Las Vegas Raiders kicking off tomorrow.
Easy city to be a DGen.
Easy city to be a DGen for sure. I'm sure we'll be very kind to our good buddy Josh McDaniels. Again, Search Sports. Who, if you're coming out for the ultimate contest weekend, hit us up. Let us know. Also, our Patreon. Appreciate all the support, you guys. Dudes rock. It's awesome, all the support we're getting. Appreciate you telling a friend, spreading the word. Football is back, baby.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, before people come at us for accusing people of gambling and trying to ruin their careers, Jonathan Taylor is from New Jersey.
Kramer, let it ride.